Hey everyone, happy Sunday. It's Danny on a Thunder and Lightning Sunday Sauce riding solo. I just got back from MetLife Stadium a little while ago, took care of my family, put the kids down to bed, hung out with the wife, had some dinner. So I finally had a chance to record tonight. So hope everyone had a great Sunday. Unfortunately, the New York Giants lost once again to the final score of 14-11 to the New Orleans Saints. Um, Once again, it's just another tough loss. They left a touchdown and two field goals off the board today because of penalties and, of course, the final blocked field goal at the end of the game. Obviously, I was listening to the whole post game on the ride home. Those guys do a very good job. I know it's very hard for them. People like to call them homers, which some of them are at times. But hey, when you're working for the Giants and WFN, what are you gonna do, right? They sign your paychecks. Um, they commended the guys, not the usual suspects of the normal starters. They said 10 out of the 22 starters did not play today. So those guys played really tough, and I'm gonna give my friend Grump a good credit at the tailgate today. He goes, "Watch us play really hard today and maybe win." And sure enough, Grump nailed it on the head. These guys played hard on defense. They held the Saints to two touchdowns. Alvin Kamara, we all joked that he was going to have one of his fantasy outbreak games where he has like six touchdowns, like what he did with Dallas earlier in the season, and that wasn't the case. He only got 44 rushing yards. I mean, you can't be mad at that. We got our first interception since week one. Trey Hawkins had an interception, so that was good to see, and that got me excited because obviously interceptions are just one of those things. We haven't had one, and that was like a legit interception. Miracell's interception week one was a tip, so obviously they all count the same, but it was like a wow, we got an interception. So that was really cool to see. Um, yeah, it was just like it was it was good to see the Giants offense just get it going towards the end of the game. A couple good plays. They finally got Neighbors involved. Drew Lock had a couple long runs. For someone that wants to tank, and I know that is sacrilege with a lot of people, but at this point, it is what it is, man. It's the Giants' fault. It's not my fault. It's not anybody else's fault. It's the New York Football Giants' fault, and it made us sweat at the end, and it was just like, here we go. The Giants are gonna tie this game after the Jags win a game for us to be neck and neck with them, and then obviously the Raiders are still at number one at the moment, according to Tankathon. So, um, it felt good to watch an offense play. I granted the Saints. I don't know what they were doing on that final second to the last drive, throwing on first down when you could have just ran the ball and just been done with it. So Giants were able to get the ball back quickly. Then you got the 25-yard run by Locke, and then a couple passes over there. So wow, that was insane. I was just I sat with my friend Wes today, and it was just like, here we go. And then obviously me and my cousin, and it was funny the relief I got. It felt as if the Giants won, and I hate that feeling, and I never did that. And being at MetLife Stadium, as you all know me, I'm usually decked out in Giant gear. All I had was a giant military appreciation beanie and a heavy sweatshirt, and that was it. So that was weird today, but honestly, um, like that plane said, Mr. Mara, please fix this dumpster fire. And I would have to say I've been a Giant fan since 2000, full blown. I gotta watch every single game. I'm into this. This is my life. Since 2000, and we've had a lot of losing seasons last decade. And 2017 was a rough year. Granted, that was my first year with season tickets, and that was 3-13 year, and it was just like Man, that was definitely one of the worst seasons I've witnessed, but I think this season takes the cake. At least with the 2017 season, I think they were riddled with tons of injuries, even though the team wasn't vibing well to from the start as well. But there was a lot of injuries to go around. Like I remember that Chargers game in 2017 and Eli the last drive because that was the famous game that Odell broke his ankle in. And that was like, all right, wow, we're gonna be 0 and 5. Eli Evan Ingram was our number one wide receiver. Obviously, we all know the Evan that was rookie Evan Ingram, and obviously he's a quote unquote tight end. But we had all our tight ends had to move out to wide receiver. All right. This giant team is pretty close to the, I guess you can say that with the defensive line and other people, but yeah, I think that year had a lot to do with injuries, and it was a final culmination of bad drafting and bad everything. And Ben McAdoo wasn't who we thought it would be. So, I think this year, after the crap that we saw last year with the injuries, like that was more of the comparable year to what this year is. And this year was just um I know a lot of people had some sort of hope maybe we'd be a little bit better. We got Daniel Jones coming back healthy, ready to go. Obviously, we all saw that drama unfold in front of our very eyes. And the offense wasn't clicking again. Um you name it, we're finding ways to lose, and we're still finding ways to lose. Like that today's loss with the block field goal at the end was like payback of good karma on how we won the Seattle game. And I say we because honestly, I sometimes feel like I like to mention that the Giants are one big family. I'm a big part of the Giant family, and watching them weekly and why are we doing this, and this is like we're part of it. And it, it sucked. It sucked going to a game today and not having the care in the world of what would happen on today's game. I felt weird. I hated it. I hated that I just didn't like that vibe. I hated that vibe. But it's for the common good. It's for the betterment of the good, and hopefully we get that at the end of the year in 4 more weeks. We get that prize of being a top two pick, and we are able to either get Shador Sanders or Cam Ward. And as of today, I'm leaning more towards Shador, and I know a lot of people don't like Shador because of his dad and everything else like that. I just think Shador at this moment he has it. You can tell he has it. And Cam Ward definitely has moments of him having it. And if he was to become a New York Giant, I would be thrilled as well. But as of right now, I think I'm going to be leaning towards Shador. And if we were able to get Shador, I will be amped up, pumped up. I know a lot of my friends like to joke. Oh, the Giants haven't drafted a black wide quarterback ever. And yeah, I think I hopefully that changes this season. And I hate that narrative because it's not a race. It shouldn't be a race thing, but it looks optically like that, and it's simply not that. But we'll cross that road when that comes. But um, people ask me who would you rather have at this moment. I want Shador. Um, it isn't a competition. If we get Cam Ward, I'll be happy as well, and I'll be finding a way to being that guy's number one fan. So it Mr. Mara has to find a way to alleviate the situation of how and why this franchise has not been up to snub the last decade plus. And yes, it's a lot of self-reflection on him. Why has the hires and the scouting haven't been up to snub compared to other teams where, for example, excuse me, the LA Rams, obviously they're a great franchise. They beat the Bills today. They did not have a first round draft pick or a couple second round draft picks for at least 5 or 6 years. And they found diamonds after diamonds after diamonds in a rough. And it's just like, wow, we need to find a way to replicate that. And that's how the Rams were able to stay afloat and be able to be a perennial playoff team or a fringe playoff team and um, win a Super Bowl a couple of seasons ago. So I would like to find a way. I don't like their model of trading away all their top assets, but honestly, it's very it's very commendable on how they did it. Obviously, Howie in Philly. Um, uh, it's amazing how San Francisco was able and lucked out with how the Trey Lance pick basically burnt them, but they got lucked out because Brock Purdy was the Mister Environment, and they didn't have to worry about paying him until this upcoming season. So I would love to be in that conversation. The Steelers, the Ravens, any good team with that good front office track record. The New York Giants should strive to be there. And is it getting rid of Daboll and Shane? Is it getting rid of Shane and not Daboll? I think that would be a mistake. Is it getting cleaning it completely, or do you give Shane one more year and getting a new coach? So there's a lot on this table, and a lot of it could go wrong, as we've seen through McAdoo's regime. We got Shermer's regime, Joe Judge's regime. This is the fourth regime, second GM that we haven't gotten right theoretically. I liked a lot of what Joe Shane was cooking. I'll be honest, and it just unfortunately didn't pan out. So, um, like I've been mentioning the last couple of weeks to months, it's just when um when Mr. Mara spoke that he had confidence in both gentlemen, uh, I said, like, it's way too early to even think about because hey, you said the same thing about Joe Judge, and Joe Judge shot himself in the foot, and it was just clearly bad optics. And next thing you know, completely new regime. So people that want continuity, I get it. I want that too. But at the end of the day, other than that word, you can't really say why they should stay or go. And that's not good enough for me. And I like both guys. They seem like awesome people. I never want people to lose their jobs, obviously. But if they were to be asked to be let go, I wouldn't be upset, and it would be here we go again. But we have the fundamental blocks of being a football team in 2024, where we weren't there 3 years ago, and we had a general manager using a Wii remote. So I think the building blocks to get to that next level of being a team in 2024 are there. Is it going to be Joe Shane and Brian Dable getting a fourth year? I don't think they should because of everything that we've laid out the whole entire season. The proof is in the pudding. But if they come back for another season, what are we gonna do? There's nothing I can do. People are gonna be upset about it, but I think they get another crack at it, and hopefully they hit on another draft like they did last year. That would absolutely be huge. Obviously, you're getting a top 2 pick in every single round of the draft, um, unless there's some sort of trading and whatnot with that. So I hope everybody had fun this Sunday. I had a lot of fun this weekend. A lot of not because of the Giants, obviously, but it's Giant related, I guess. Saturday we took my family to the my favorite season ticket holder event, and that's the family photo event where you can play on the field and do everything else like that. And that was when I brought both of my sons. Anthony wasn't alive the last time we went, so it was both of them. We brought up my next door neighbor and his son, and he is he's in middle school age, so he wants to play around and play football. And he brought a football. We were just chucking around on MetLife Stadium. Definitely a memory that I will never forget because, granted, my boys are a lot younger than him, but they were having fun. They were playing tackle football with him, and he was being nice and falling to the ground as if they were tackling. And I was just able to have a catch with them, and it was just like that moment of like, wow, this is what it's all about. Hopefully, in a couple years, when if they ever do like football, I'm not going to try to push it on them. But if they were to pick up football and become Giant fans, those are core memories of, yeah, man. Remember that? I was 4 years old. I got to run out on Giant MetLife Stadium field, go in the locker room a bunch of times, and just like, yeah, this is ingrained in me. It's not born into me, I guess you can say, but you can see that the wheels are starting to turn a little bit with Johnny and Anthony a little bit. Anthony loves throwing baseballs, footballs, you know it. So he might be the sports kid in my family. We'll see about that, but that was an awesome memory for the four of us, and then my next door neighbor and his son. So absolutely wonderful time. And then today, I brought my cousin to the game. I hung out at the Talking Giants tailgate. That's why I have the Talking Giants tailgate. Obviously, I am a huge friend of theirs, and I don't even want to call myself a fan because honestly, at this point, the last 4 or 5 years, it's became more of a family. Um, and we hung out today, and one of our good friends, Wes's birthday is on Monday, so we wished him a happy birthday. The vibes, like Eli says in the Corona commercial, there's no losing in the tailgate, and I think we did a pretty good job again today. Thank you, Justin and John Boy Media, for doing a wonderful, awesome tailgate. And I got to meet other people that I've known over the last couple of years, that have been very good friends of mine. And it was a really cool day up until the New York Football Giants. And that part outweighed the game. And the vibes in that aspect were really cool. And I can't see, like, this is the weird thing about the Giants. It's a weird double-edged sword. Yes, I'm very upset with them on the field and in the front office and everything. But at the end of the day, if it wasn't for the Giants, I wouldn't be meeting these people and become lifelong friends with them. And it's a weird spot, and the Giants need to figure it the fuck out. I mean, that's the best way I could figure it out. Nikki is in Miami. I hope she's having a great time, even though it's a business trip. Please like and subscribe to TNL_NYG, and of course that Sports Network. Until next week or a couple of videos. I'm going to be hitting a Juan Soto video. Is he going to be a Met? Is he going to be a Yankee? We'll see. Hopefully, it's not right now while I'm recording. But if it is, it's going to be a Juan Soto watch video. It could be a short, it could be a regular video. We don't know yet. But have a great week. Please like and subscribe. As always, go Giants. I know this season's not the season we all hope for, but we are almost there. Hang tight. Say hi to your families. Just stay close together. Just it's almost there. We got one more month left. Crazy to even think that, and then hopefully to bigger and better things into the 2025 season and beyond. So have a great one, guys. Be good.